Allez, c'est parti pour le MetaQuest Gaming Showcase. On va voir un peu ce que Meta nous prépare pour cette belle prise de parole. Je suis dans ma voiture. Je mange des pâtes à la carbonara. Je suis dans ma voiture, je mange des pâtes. Tu vas rien faire. Moi, je mange des pâtes. Des pâtes à la carbonara. C'est le MetaQuest Gaming Showcase.
Welcome everyone to our third annual MetaQuest Gaming Showcase.
Elle nous souhaite la
I'm
bienvenue.
thrilled to be back hosting, and it's a big day. This morning, Mark Zuckerberg shared that our MetaQuest 3, our next-gen VR
c'est
headset,
la révélation du casque, je vous en parlais tout à l'heure, du MetaQuest 3.
And will feature advanced tech that opens up new possibilities in both VR and MR. It will also be backwards compatible with
Il sera compatible avec toute la bibliothèque MetaQuest 2.
Later in the show, we'll explore Oculus Studios' biggest and most immersive.
Et là, on va avoir la révélation sur quoi travaillent les MetaQuest Studios.
MetaQuest 3's cutting-edge hardware. We have way more to share when MetaQuest 3 releases, including specs, more apps and experiences, and a whole slate of groundbreaking MR content.
Ok.
These are all stepping stones toward our long-term vision for building the metaverse. But for today's showcase, it's all about VR games.
Là, on parle que des jeux, d'accord. Merci de m'avoir rassuré. Et tous les jeux seront jouables sur MetaQuest 2 et 3, bien sûr. Et ça sortira dans les 12 prochains mois. Alors, c'est parti. Commençons.
Are you ready?
Bon, là, on est clairement sur un jeu de rythme. Après, je vous avoue, je préfère Beat Saber. À titre personnel, perso. Mais ok. Somebody amigo, fura con fajitas, chili con carne, las ballenas. Ok.
Somebody amigo in VR. I could not be more excited because music is such an important part of my life.
Importante de sa vie.
I was a professional musician for years, and at Meta, I've
gotten
to work with talented teams behind a bunch of other rhythm games. Playing Samba de Amigo in VR feels like it's always belonged here.
Bon là, elle fait la promo du
And I
jour.
can't wait to see everyone shaking their maracas when Sega brings the game to the MetaQuest store this fall.
Donc c'est en précommande maintenant. Si
Back in
vous
February,
souhaitez.
Shell Games revealed I Expect You to Die 3, Cog in the Machine. Today, I can confirm that this third helping of Spy Hijinks, or Spyjinks, is coming to the MetaQuest store this year. Hopefully your skills haven't gotten too rusty, because this threequel will send agents on their most challenging mission yet.
Les deux jeux précédents.
Confront more villainous villains. Tackle more perilous perils.
Ah mais les gars, c'est pas sur la VR que vous allez avoir la claque graphique du siècle, hein. Vous pouvez changer de conf. Hein. Alors c'est quoi cette histoire?
Either very strong or that steering wheel was not attached correctly.
D'accord.
Dr. Roxana Prism is a former inventor for the
J'ai l'impression qu'on est un peu en mode élan
She
secret.
truly believes she can create a better agent.
Oh, hey, I'm a butler.
You'll either prove her wrong or prove her right. You're dead in that second scenario.
Même pas en fait.
Once you're dead, everyone will see just how superior my robots are to human agents.
Hey, you found some nickel. Do it again and you'll have 10 cents.
Là c'est le jeu de Mister Blue.
Every time we encounter Agent Phoenix, we get stronger.
Check this out, we can fly now.
It's simply a matter of time and iteration.
You think that's the end? It's not even begun.
I Expect You to Die 3. D'accord, ok. Bah licence appréciée, apparemment. Philippe, aime bien. Ça arrive dès cet été en fait.
You don't have to play the series in order, but if you'd like to, you'll find the first 2 games bundled in the Meta
Ah,
Quest
il y a
store
un
for
bundle
40%
carrément
off
avec les
for
2
a
premiers.
limited time.
Ok, c'est cool.
That's not all Shell Games is working on.
Et Shellgate travaille
They
sur
made a
d'autres
promise
choses.
at last year's showcase. 3 games over the next 2 years.
Alors
Hot
du
off
coup,
the press, let me introduce you to
Silent Slayer,
Vault of the Vampire. Silent Slayer is a single-player
Oh, c'est un
horror
jeu
game
d'horreur. Oh, ça va être
that'll
sympa.
bring you face to face with slumbering vampires. And as you might guess from the title, stealth is key to survival.
L'infiltration, tout ça.
As Shell Games puts it, silence is golden.
Le silence est
Sound
d'or,
is
le
death.
son et la mort.
Spooky. Let's take a peek.
Ok, fais voir.
Keep silent. Gently. At last. Aim for the center of the chest.
Y'a Avatar ou Ubisoft Forward?
Gentle.
C'est confirmé? Oh, il y aura Avatar ou Forward, ça va être génial si c'est le cas. Hein.
At last year's showcase, we revealed
Ah oui, c'est vrai qu'il y a
Ghostbusters, Rise
Ghostbusters.
of the Ghost Lord.
Par contre, c'était vraiment
And then I got to drive off into
très
the
très cryptique
sunset
leur
in the
trailer. Je m'attendais à un truc
iconic
plus.
Ecto-1. For this year's show, Sony Pictures VR and N-Dreams put together a little dossier on the Ghost Lord himself. Who is he? And how did he get to be so mean? Along the way, we'll get a glimpse of the West Coast's first Ghostbusters HQ, some iconic San Francisco landmarks, and the spirits and specters that you'll be trapping there with your friends. Let's take a look.
Oh. Ghostbusters. Let's see.
You think you know the whole story of the Ghostbusters. Well, you don't know my story. 1984. My research brought me to Columbia University, where I studied under the Ghostbusters. They dismissed my work, called it dangerous. But in San Francisco, I can show them, with its untapped cauldron of the undead. Where others saw fear, I saw subjects. How could I know my research would stir a dormant evil? The Ghost Lord. Alcatraz. Tortured souls, whose guilt I could drain and drain again. Their pain, the price of progress. My dear assistant Katie understands. Soon everyone will understand. Especially you, Ghostbusters, with your silly parlor tricks. You will see the progress I have made. Know the power I have harnessed. You will realize that I, Gustav Hookfather, am the genius who gave the world endless clean energy. The Ghost Lord is coming. What have I brought upon the world? The time of the Ghost Lord is here.
Ok. Cet automne. Oh, le com bizarre là. Bien. Ok. D'accord.
Check this out. The team let me into the San Francisco Ghostbusters HQ a little early, and it's still under construction, but I've got my proton pack, my PKE meter,
Yo, what
and
the
I know exactly
Yo.
who I'm teaming up with to take out the Ghost Lord.
Yo.
Because if there's one thing you can say about me,
Alors,
is that I ain't afraid of no ghost.
elle a pas peur des fantômes.
Whew. Anyway, when we asked One Hamsub, developers of Rocket NX, what's something players will love about your new game, they said, you can lose an arm, then pick it back up, and bash your enemies
Perdre
with
un
it.
bras et frapper les
There you
ennemis
go.
avec ça.
Underdogs is a physics-based brawler where you wrap yourself in your
Ouh.
5-ton gorilla mech
Un
and
brawler
rampage
VR
through
avec une
New
physique
Braca,
réaliste là.
the 22nd century mech fighting capital of the world. Take on whatever the pitmasters throw your way and upgrade your mech to be even more fearsome. But remember, the more you climb the ranks, the more every lowlife in the city will be gunning for you. So get ready to claw your way up the food chain.
Fais voir. Fais péter un peu là. One Hamza.
Yo, this city ain't never gonna let two base boys like us in. Nah, this the jungle out here, bruv. If we wanna get into New Braca, we're gonna have to fight like fucking animals. Watch out, bad man, no madman. And I got the style like Gangnam. Bang bang in a my gangland. Turn man upside down like a handstand. Don't this man, me not use this man. Man I'm on arms like drop this man. Man I walk none of them boy can't withstand. Them man the minimal, something like beautiful. When I get this, we like this beautiful. Human as fuck, all that minerals. Send to your army, what's man killable? With man syllables. I want to some of them, they think of some joke thing.
Bon, déjà on est démonétisé, c'est sûr. Mais bon. T'as l'impression que frapper avec son bras c'est la feature. Bon les gars, moi je... Ouais, lâchez la présentatrice là, c'est beauf de ouf.
At last year's
S'en
show,
bat les
we
couilles, non?
revealed NFL Pro Era, the first
Passe à autre
NFL
chose, non?
and NFLPA licensed VR football sim. Since the games launched last October,
c'est archi beau. Vous savez qu'elle vous lit pas, elle vous voit pas. Hein. Elle vous calcule zéro, frère. Non mais je crois que mon chat soit rempli de ça, on s'en bat les steaks.
Status Pro president and co-founder and former NFL wide receiver Andrew Hawkins.
Tiens, ça m'a Michael B. Jordan.
Our goal last year at Status Pro was to give people the experience of being NFL QB1, feeling the rush of stepping onto the field and leading your favorite NFL team to victory. And the positive response we got from our community was overwhelming, but that was just the beginning. Later this year, we're upping the game with the next evolution of NFL Pro Era. This year is all about showing the world what you got. With the new version of NFL Pro Era, we're expanding multiplayer so you and your best friend can pit your favorite teams against each other and see who comes out on top.
Non, ça peut pas être
There's a world of competition out there, and we want to see how our community's QB skills stack up. We got a lot more to share, though, between now and launch. New features, new modes. This is more than a roster update. The next version of NFL Pro Era will build on last year's game in so many cool ways, and we cannot wait to get it in your hands. Check us out on social. We're posting a lot of community and game updates there before we launch this fall. This is really cool, by the way.
Thanks, Hawk. All right, moving on from the field to the court. Back in December, Resolution Games, creators of Blaston and Demio revealed their latest project, Racket Club, an all-new sport designed exclusively for VR. Practice your swing solo, play pickup matches with people all around the world, or just hang out and socialize courtside with your friends in this one-of-a-kind sports complex. Here's a new look at Racket Club.
Ah, c'est en décembre, j'ai pas du tout vu ça, moi, perso. Ah, peut-être c'était au Game Award, hein? Non. En vrai, ça peut être cool, ça. Par contre, faut que tes potes aient des casques VR. Et honnêtement, dans mes potes, il y a personne qui a un casque VR. Je joue tout seul. C'est un truc de ouf. Donc moi, vos expériences multi, je veux bien, mais j'ai pas de potes qui ont de la VR, donc... Ok. Je vois. Wish is now d'ailleurs. Je t'en prie, PSG dans le sang.
At our debut gaming showcase, I premiered the launch trailer for Wraith: The Oblivion Afterlife from Fast Travel Games. It was the first VR game set in the world of darkness. And today, we're diving back into the world of supernatural horror with an all-new adventure RPG, Vampire: The Masquerade Justice, which will send you to Venice. But not the Venice you see on postcards. You are a vampire,
Vampire the
in the city's
Masquerade.
darkest shadows. Hide in plain sight. Drink the blood of mortals and use your
C'est vraiment le
vampiric
mode VR.
abilities
Ils l'ont fait
to
partout,
become
ils ont fait
the
tout. Hein.
ultimate judge of
Ils ont
the
fait
guilty.
Blood Hunt en multijoueur,
So,
ils font ça en
without
VR.
further ado, let's sink our teeth into the debut trailer for Vampire the Masquerade Justice.
Ah, les gars. Je savais même pas qu'ils avaient fait ça en VR. Et comment ça se joue du coup? Ah ouais, ok.
Venice, Italy. Felt like I was back on square one. Hiding in the night.
Ils ont porté leur jeu partout quoi.
I didn't want to get dragged into this. But the guilty must be punished.
En vrai, ça a l'air cool. En vrai, ça, je dis pas non.
You do well to remember that. Because if you don't, I'll make things very uncomfortable for you.
Fin 2023. D'accord. Ok. Va être cool, hein.
Next, an adventure that never needs to end.
Ah.
This one is special to me. It's developed by Othergate, a studio co-founded by 4 VR veterans
par des
who I
vétérans
used
de
to
la VR,
work
ça a
with
été
for
fondé, hein,
years on the Oculus Studios
qui ont
team
travaillé
on our very first and super popular franchise,
Dead and
Buried.
Buried.
I know firsthand that these guys are masters at making fun multiplayer games, and I am honored to announce their next project, Dungeons of Eternity.
Dungeon of Eternity.
This 1 to 3 player dungeon crawler generates levels from hundreds of unique chambers.
Ouais, c'est un dungeon crawler, ok.
You'll explore dark crypts, ruined castles, and deep caverns. Battle monstrous enemies with melee and magic. Solve puzzles, avoid traps, gather loot,
ça aurait pu
escape
plaire
back to safety,
à Jérém, hein, mais
level
le
up,
problème c'est
and
que
then
c'est
do it
en
all
VR quoi.
over again in a brand new dungeon.
Enfin, on verra.
Take a look.
On va voir la tronche du jeu, mais... Oh non, si en VR, ça peut être sympa. Une ambiance et tout. Oh, oh franchement, en VR, si... En vrai, sympa. Franchement, sympa. Faut le faire avec des potes, ça. Tu vois, c'est le problème. Ok, je suis chaud. Ouais, je suis chaud. Fin 2023. Oh, VR Cop, c'est cool, mais il faut que tout le monde ait un casque. Tu vois, ça qui est horrible, en fait.
Okay, we brought back Samba de Amigo, but we must have other beloved classics waiting in the wings,
Ah,
right?
on a un autre jeu classique qui revient.
How about one of the best-selling games of the
Un des
90s?
jeux les plus vendus des années 90.
An iconic mystery, maybe? Something a little spooky? Yeah, I think we have one like that.
C'est quoi? Vertigo. Enfin, 90, j'étais pas là, donc... C'est quoi le jeu? Bon, le chat, dites-moi, parce que ça me fait rien.
It's you. Don't be afraid. I'm here to help. There are many like me here, trapped in this house.
What?
Each night, the guests arrive.
Stout, what do you want? Show yourself.
C'est Alone in the Dark, pardon. D'accord, ok. Je l'avais pas fait, hein. Moi j'ai... Ah non, pas du tout. The Seven Guests VR. D'accord. Je connais pas du tout ce jeu. Pas du tout. Un des jeux les plus vendus des années
The
90.
seventh guest is mostly known for ushering in the CD-ROM era, once upon a time. But it's a great puzzle adventure game. And it's cool to see Vertigo Games and Vertigo Studios Rotterdam staying true to the original, but reimagining it for a new era. The team is using volumetric video to capture the live-action performances of actors to help tell the game's story. They're also fully recreating the iconic mansion in 3D for the first time. Just don't be surprised if it starts changing shape around you. It is haunted after all. In addition to the seventh guest, Vertigo is working on Arizona Sunshine 2, a sequel to one of the most popular games in VR's early days. This one people have been waiting to see for a long time, including me. You might have seen the CG reveal recently, but today we have another short teaser for you. Time to say hello to your old pal Freddy, and hello to a new friend as well.
Ok. Let's see.
Oh, what's going on, Fred?
Hold
up. Allow me to show you.
On l'avait vu chez PlayStation, non?
Nice, but... Oh, yeah, that's gonna do. Watch and learn. What the... Get a room. You know that only counts as one.
Ouais, c'est vrai qu'on l'avait déjà vu. Ok.
In Arizona Sunshine 2, you'll survive the desolate waste of Arizona with your new best friend, Buddy, who you can trust to have your back, even when Freddy's are trying to take a bite out of it. Arizona Sunshine 2 launches later this year, so be sure to check out the game's extended CG reveal trailer.
Mais alors du coup, il sort sur PSVR 2 et MetaQuest 2 et 3.
Last November, Netflix and Tender Claws revealed that the hit series Stranger Things is coming to VR. I hope you're comfortable in the Upside Down, because you're going to be spending a lot of time there. In this chilling psychological horror experience, you are Vecna, invading people's minds and conjuring up their worst nightmares as you look to take revenge on Eleven and her friends.
Forcément, on va essayer de...
Stranger Things VR comes to MetaQuest Store later this year. And here is a brand new trailer.
Ok. On va péter un peu là.
I saw a means to realize
on regarde un antagoniste quand même.
To transcend my human form. To become the predator I was always.
Par contre, c'est pas du tout mon délire. Hein. C'est vraiment pour les fans hardcore de Stranger Things. Ok. Automne 2025? Ah oui, quand même. Home Alone en jeu vidéo, bah ça existe.
Next, it's time to strap into your omnidirectional mobility gear and prepare to fight the unthinkable. Attack on Titan is a best-selling manga series, acclaimed anime adaptation.
Oh là là.
And now, thanks to the team at Universe,
Attack on
an
Titan.
exhilarating VR game. Attack on Titan VR Unbreakable lets you join the Scout Regiment and go head-to-head with the Titans themselves.
Un jeu VR.
Swing through the air using your ODM gear and take down enemies many times your size as you try to protect the last vestiges of humankind. Some of you may already be familiar with this game because we teased it late last year.
Exactement, il est sorti sur NES. J'ai vu Joueur du Grenier là-dessus.
Dynamic, high-flying battles. Today you will.
Fais voir un peu là. C'est comment? Attack on Titan, c'est pas. Ça peut paraître simple, mais c'est pas si simple que ça, hein, justement. Oh, Ah ouais. Ah, il y a quelque chose. C'est flou, hein. T'es pas vieux, c'est flou. Ok. Ok, non, ça peut être sympa. Ça peut être sympa.
Back in 2011, Polish developer People Can Fly, the creators behind Outriders and Painkiller, introduced the world to skill shots. Blast an enemy out of the air, skill shot. Kick him into a cactus, skill shot. Crush somebody under a hot dog cart. You get the idea. Now imagine how creative you could get with that system in VR. Forget imagining it. We've got it. Here's your first look at Bulletstorm in VR.
VR. C'est le premier shooter qu'on a là depuis le début de la conf. Hein. Je crois, alors que d'habitude on a que des shooters en VR. J'adore quand ils mettent le bruit des rafales de fusils d'assaut avec la musique en rythme. Ils font ça dans toutes les bandes annonces. J'adore. Je suis en mode.
This is the Bulletstorm we all know and love. Every skill shot, every story beat, fully recreated from the ground up for VR.
Hein, bien sûr.
And for the first time, you'll actually be able to handle an energy leash, deliver devastating blows, and mow down hordes of mutated enemies. So book your ticket to the planet Stygia for later this year. And thanks to People Can Fly and Incuvo for bringing such a fun project.
N'oubliez pas que vous voyez ça effectivement en vidéo.
Before we start talking about our final game,
le casque, ça peut être différent.
I know you've been waiting for an update on Assassin's Creed in VR.
Oh shit!
And I have good news. Assassin's Creed Nexus is coming to the MetaQuest store.
Ah, ça veut dire qu'il sort cette année. Il sort cette année.
Tune into Ubisoft Forward on June 12th for a full reveal of Assassin's Creed Nexus.
Eh ouais, ma gueule.
All right. I promised you a deep dive.
Bien vu.
Let's get into it.
C'est quoi le jeu?
In 2019, Asgard's Wrath took us on an epic journey across the fabled 9 realms of Norse mythology.
Donc les gars, pendant le forward, on aura Assassin's Creed Nexus, hein, c'est confirmé.
Imprisoned in this very tavern
ça va
by
être sympa.
trickster god Loki. But Destiny has more in store for you. From Sanzario Games and Oculus Studios, this is the world premiere of Asgard's Wrath 2.
Chaos is spreading.
Ah, j'aurais aimé qu'il montre Assassin.
Loki's
non, on le verra.
invades all realms. He must be stopped. Betrayal has made you stronger, Guardian. No more war pigs have the power.
Apparemment non, hein, pas du tout. Oculus, ouais, bien sûr. Enfin, méta, ouais, bien sûr.
Your reality is mine, Guardian.
Exact your vengeance
and unleash your wrath.
Asgard, pardon, Wrath, je vais dire Asgard Wrath 2 arrive dès cet hiver 2023.
Asgard's Wrath 2 is an all-new standalone adventure in
Ok,
this
c'est la
epic
bonne
series.
annonce de fin de conf.
Freed from prison by the Weavers of Fate, you'll set out on a new quest across time and space, from the Norse realms to the deserts of ancient Egypt. Here on the Great Sand Sea, you'll once again battle gods and creatures of myth to stop Loki from upending all of creation. When the original Asgard's Wrath released on PC VR, it wowed players with its jaw-dropping scale, brutal physics-based combat, and stunning
J'ai
graphics.
l'impression que ouais, le premier
Asgard's Wrath 2
marqué
will
les
set a
gens.
whole new standard for wireless VR. This is the deep and immersive action RPG that you've been waiting for. Packing enormous, free-roaming environments,
action
gorgeous
RPG
visuals, and well over 60 hours of
60 heures
exploration
d'explo.
and intense combat into MetaQuest
Ah ouais,
2
et
and
de combat
MetaQuest
intense.
3.
Ouais.
Today, my friend Matt Kramer, head of design at Sanzaro Games, will take us on a tour of the team's groundbreaking title. Everything you're about to see was captured in game.
Tout ce qu'on va voir est du
Matt,
jeu
the
capture.
mic's yours.
Thanks, Ruth. I'm so excited to show everyone what we've been working on at Sanzaro these last few years. Asgard's Wrath 2 picks up where the first game left off, in a mysterious tavern you can't escape from. You're suddenly thrust into battle with a giant creature, clearly from another realm. Just when you think all is lost, you encounter the Weavers of Fate, a trio of beings that set you off upon your adventure to find and stop Loki. So just how much bigger is this game? Not only will you travel through new Asgardian locations, like Muspelheim, the Land of Fire, the Weavers of Fate will also bring you into new realms, like the vast desert expanse of ancient Egypt. These massive worlds, beyond the scope of any other game on the MetaQuest platform, come alive in Asgard's Wrath 2. Dotted with temples, caves and dungeons, characters to meet,
Travel well.
monsters to battle, quests and side quests, wildlife, crafting resources, mini games, and more. This is a living world you can roam and explore freely. The most expansive of these worlds is the Great Sand Sea, full of hidden treasures and unique events. You could spend hours upon hours exploring this map and still not discover all its secrets. You might decide to prove your combat prowess by hunting rare, high-level monsters that roam the sands, or gather plants or an animal parts to craft useful consumable goods, such as bait to attract wildlife, or a ward that provides a temporary AoE benefit wherever you throw it. But it's not all about survival. Kick back and fish. Or beat your high score at the slingshot shooting gallery.
C'est un vrai action RPG qui dure un moment.
There's no shortage of stuff to do and see outside the primary quest line. These worlds are so big, you're going to want some more speed as you move through them. Luckily, you'll have the power of a god at your fingertips. As with Asgard's Wrath, you'll be able to transform a few brave animals into unique warrior followers to help you solve puzzles and eviscerate enemies. New in this game, they'll serve as powerful mounts that can carry you swiftly across the massive realms of Asgard's Wrath 2. Of course, what's fast on foot or mount can look very different to a god. Like Asgard's Wrath, you'll also see the world from the god-scale perspective, and use your cosmic powers to manipulate the mortal world around you. Reach inaccessible areas, solve puzzles, and more. You can't save the world alone, though. Egypt is full of would-be heroes who need your godly assistance to enter the realm of legend. Each hero in Asgard's Wrath 2 is completely unique. Different weapons, different skills and abilities, and different strengths. By possessing these mortals, you can help them fulfill their destinies and get closer to yours as well. The first of these heroes is Abraxas. a cynical tomb robber with a grudge against the gods. You and Abraxas make an unlikely pair, but you'll have to work together to take down fearsome enemies like the bloodthirsty goddess Sekhmet. Abraxas seeks vengeance against Sekhmet for the murder of his father. With his boomerang axe, whip sword, and bladed shield at your command, he'll stop at nothing to defeat her.
150, c'est quand même pas mal, hein.
Combat was one
Mais
of
nul
the
doute que le premier
aspects
était
players loved most
devait
about
vraiment très
Asgard's
très chaud,
Wrath,
quoi.
us included. It was vicious and brutal. Whether swinging a sword, throwing an axe, or even using your fists, the combat made you feel powerful and skilled. In the first game, the combat favored a defense-first approach, meaning you had to block and parry a series of enemy attacks before you had a chance to remove their runic shields. This loop had to be completed 3 or 4 times before you could start damaging an enemy. In Asgard's Wrath 2, our updated combat system is centered around player choice. Nothing is holding you back. You can chip away at enemy shields through a flurry of attacks or land skilled parries to trigger opportunity windows that let you cut through your enemy's defenses with ease. We've also expanded the systems to include elemental types for a greater degree of player customization and wider variety amongst enemy archetypes. This time, we have a full physics system implemented for weapons, with swords, axes, bows, staffs, and more at your disposal. You can find a combat style that's right for you. But you'll need to change your approach, as enemies will now react to your every movement and switch up their own attacks. You'll also unlock new skills and abilities as you level up, letting you invest further in the weapons you use most. Unlock powerful abilities and super attacks to truly change the game. Nothing feels better than seeing your weapons soar into the air and rain down on a horde of enemies. You'll also discover relics you can slot into your weapons and armor that will provide you with powerful buffs, like adding fire damage to your weapon or heal over time, allowing you to customize your weapon set against each enemy you face. But you won't be the only one leveling up. Your animal followers have their own skill trees and will grow in power the more you spend time with them. Even with an upgraded companion and all these powers at your disposal, don't think the enemy AI will go easy on you.
Jamais fait le premier, moi, je connais pas du tout.
So will they, gaining new abilities, smarter tactics,
moi, je suis récent dans l'écosystème PC.
Powerful super
Et en plus, la VR,
relics to use
c'est tombé,
against you. Some will even heal each other, boost each other's damage, or call for reinforcements.
Après, je sais pas si je pourrais passer 60 heures en VR, tu vois.
All the strength, endurance, speed, and quick thinking you can muster to forge a path through the ravenous enemies that lay between you and your destiny. For a true challenge and the opportunity to earn bragging rights amongst your friends, you can step into the Uncharted Rifts, an infinitely replayable dungeon crawling mode with exclusive loot that you can take back with you into the main campaign. The rifts are always open, so you can visit at any point during or even after the campaign and put your skills against some of the toughest time-limited challenges the rifts have to offer. Face increasingly ferocious enemies as you delve deeper into these endless labyrinths, encountering the ghosts of players who fell victim to the rifts before you. Whether friend or foe, these specters will be part of your dungeon.
C'est un truc qui est cool, de pas du tout parler d'un jeu, tu le révèles et là tu dis ok c'est bon, j'ai 15 minutes à te montrer frérot.
Spot on the leaderboards and those precious bragging rights. The Uncharted Rifts are deep and full of mystery. They're almost like a whole game on their own, and we've barely scratched the surface of
Qu'est-ce qui se passe?
All the unique dangers you'll encounter. I hope that this first look at Asgard's Wrath 2 has you excited.
Ah, franchement, mec, c'est carré, hein.
More heroes, more companions, more gods, Loki anomalies. I can't wait to show you more. Back to you, Ruth.
Incroyable. Franchement propre. Reveal très propre.
Okay, now head over to the MetaQuest store because pre-orders of Asgard's Wrath 2 are
les
open.
précommandes sont disponibles.
Pre-order and you'll get a copy of the original Asgard's
Et on
Wrath
peut avoir
on
le
PC.
premier.
You don't have to play it before, but it'll add some fun context.
Ça rajoute du contexte. Okay.
You'll also get immediate access to the great Sand Sea home environment I'm standing in now, and unlock an exclusive Asgard's Wrath 2 themed character, as well as the title of Cosmic Guardian in Population 1. And once Asgard's Wrath 2 launches later this year, those who pre-ordered will get access to the Sword of Ra and the Sun God's battle armor.
J'ai pas compris là. Sort cette année ou l'an prochain?
That's the end of our main showcase, but stick around for more because up next, we have some of the most passionate VR creators sitting down to discuss the games from the show.
Okay,
While you're there, we're running a sale on favorites
Vous allez voir
like
directement
NFL
sur le
Pro Era,
MetaQuest.
Resident Evil 4, Bone Lab,
Il y a
Among
plein
Us,
d'autres jeux qui
and
sont
many
là.
more. And like last year, we're also giving away this awesome room I'm standing in. It's available now in settings under home
Trop bien.
environments. Of course, there's so much more we want to share with you.
Ils auront plein de trucs en
We plan to
préparation.
announce more games, major updates to existing titles, and we've got a whole new headset to launch. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and thanks to the developers who
Je
helped
trouve ça
put
assez
the
ouf
show
qu'ils fassent
together.
rien sur le casque, tu
Keep
vois.
playing, and we'll see you next year.
Ça sera l'année prochaine. Le casque, on le révèle sur Facebook. Et puis le reste, tranquille. Bon bah écoutez, voilà. C'était donc le MetaQuest Gaming Showcase. Sympathique.
I'm going to
Sympathique.
be in so much trouble if this leaks, but this actually looks a lot like Quest 6. The Ecto 1? Oh yeah, that's still parked at my place. No, they're not getting it back.
C'est marrant parce que vous avez vu, elle a fait un making of. Bah écoutez les amis, moi ce que je vais faire, c'est vraiment partir très vite. Parce qu'il y a une vidéo sur Spider-Man à faire, j'en suis vraiment navré, je suis désolé. Dans les commentaires, n'hésitez pas à dire un peu ce que vous avez pensé de cette conf, si vous l'avez trouvé suffisamment intéressant. Moi j'ai trouvé plutôt cool. C'est de la VR, voilà, donc c'est de nouvelles expériences. Asgard Wrath 2, là, moi il m'intrigue pas mal. Donc j'ai un peu envie de voir ce qu'il en sera par la suite. Mais voilà, ça m'a fait plaisir de faire cette petite conf avec vous. Évidemment, on se retrouve très très vite sur la chaîne pour de nouvelles aventures. Là, Spidey, je vais essayer de la sortir pour ce soir, mais je vous avoue que je dois... Très bref, je vais essayer de me débrouiller pour qu'elle sorte assez vite. Mais je vous tiens évidemment au courant, parce qu'évidemment, il faut en parler, il y a des choses qui ont été dites quand même, mine de rien. Donc voilà. Et on se retrouve évidemment demain pour les journaux, Xbox et PlayStation. Et puis ce week-end, il y aura d'autres contenus, comme à chaque fois. C'est toujours un plaisir. Voilà. Et puis évidemment, je vous tiens au courant sur la chaîne dès qu'on aura quelque chose de cool. Merci beaucoup, je vais faire mon tournage. C'était Momo pour JVM. J'ai été content d'être avec vous. La bise, jouez bien et prenez soin de vous. Jouez bien que ce soit sur un écran ou en réalité virtuelle. Ça reste quand même très très cool. Gros bisous, à plus les gars. Ciao.